Starting soon. Soon is when we're starting. Face. Face cake.
There it is.
Glacius. Glacius. Falsify.
Off.
Can we
Fail.
trade them all in?
Baseball.
Well, there's
Fail?
Frolic.
Nobody's playing.
The moon raven's out there. I can see him.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Fear
Colin
Fest.
Farrell.
Frolic is one of
Carol.
them.
Colin
so
Firth.
is,
Colin Firth, of course.
let's see.
Fail.
As in
Laugh.
fail, not
Laugh
forget it.
spelled like some comedy clubs spell laugh.
Right. LAFF.
Cacao, maybe? No.
Follicle.
How
Oh,
about
that's good. Yeah.
half?
Cat.
Falafel.
Facial from Space
How about
Turtle.
elf?
Fail.
Turtle.
Hey, Willie.
Flail.
Flail.
Oh, no, there's only,
How about
there's just fail.
flail?
There's just
There
fail.
two L's? No, there's one
They're
L.
just fail.
I flailed at
Army.
fail. Failed at flail.
Full
Oh, where's our
if
countdown? Oh, there it is.
Isn't foal?
Oh, we're
Isn't
not
that like a young animal?
seeing the
Yes.
Fowl?
countdown.
There is a foal. It's a little horse.
Fifi, which is a sock you jerk off into in prison.
Is that?
Is that true?
That's true. Fifi, a Fifi.
Ah. Cool.
Foil?
No.
There you go. Spinda Turtle got it. You got it.
Well, there we go.
That's better. Now we have a countdown.
No.
Oh my god, 3 minutes, 16 seconds.
Oh, jeez, it's coming.
Oh, they're not doing three-letter words because there's ale,
Yeah.
there's
Uh,
oil, foil. You got foil.
Falafel.
Right.
Fail Filk.
Yeah.
Wow.
Still no one.
How about Cliff?
No one put follicle. No one put frolic. There you go. Or frolic.
Oh, that's a bad sound.
That
All right.
was.
We're gonna-
We
do
gotta
better.
really make it up after. That was a hard one.
We're gonna do better.
Those
I'll
were
give
terrible
us
letters.
grace on that one. Bad letters. I blame it on the letters.
Ass dogs.
Ass dogs. Hey, ass dogs.
Da-na-na-na. Rock and roll.
Rock and roll music.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll music. It's rock and roll music. It's time for the rock and roll. Bleep bop.
Bleep up.
Bleep bop. Bleep
There
blop.
you go.
CAA.
Definitely is a word. There's peel,
PBA.
as in you're
Eight.
peeling something. There is
Cable.
cable. I think we got it at the same time, Sam. It's a cable.
P.
There's cable. There's able. There's cape.
Placebo.
Placebo.
There's pale.
That's the same census.
Place.
A Applebee's.
Correct.
Wait, can you guys wait? Am I heard?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Okay,
can hear
good. Just checking.
We're just ignoring each
Like,
other.
what the
just
hell?
yelling
I'm
things
like,
out, yeah.
I got answers for you. I'm
you.
like, come
lapel.
on. There's cape.
Oh.
There's cable.
Good
Bait.
one.
There's bait.
Able.
Cab.
There's plea, like a plea bargain.
Leia.
Quibble bop.
Krabobble?
Cabal.
Cabal.
There you go. The ball.
P-bulk.
Oh, I got one of those.
P-ball.
Ah.
Bale, like a bale of hay.
Cap.
Yep.
Cap.
Yep.
Like you wear a cap.
Pace.
Plea, like plea bargain.
Lab. Glade. Alabe.
Lace. Like we got lace.
AP Basil.
Pace, keeping the pace up.
Cell. Like cell shaded.
Paella.
Blap, like brap,
Yep.
Brup, brup,
brap, brap.
Pale kale.
brup,
No,
brup.
pale cave.
Hercules Mulligan. Brup.
Ale. Ale on there, like the beer.
Oh,
That's
Reno
true.
Cap got
Oh, okay.
Palace. That's a good
Boom.
one.
Boom, boom.
All right, the
I
music
think Ass
says we
Dogs
should
won
just
that
move
one.
on.
Probably should get into this.
Still 1 star. What's with the 1 star?
It hates us.
Go
Good
ass
try.
dogs.
Good
I feel
try,
like we
everybody.
didn't. Ass Dogs totally rocked us on that
All
one.
right. I'm kicking y'all out of here. Let's do a show.
Do it.
Oh, hey everyone at the Word Herd. It's me, Peter Griffin here. And listen, I'm here to announce the winners of last week's online game show, Every Word. So here we go. Striker 1564. Why do you strike her? It's not right. She's a woman. Don't hit her. Bonifax, is that like Halifax but Bonnier? And Mac Pappy 4. Are you trying to say you're Mac Jones's father? I don't know. But and Raven Love, are you a Shakespeare fan or do you just like making love to ravens? I don't know. But congratulations, Raven Love, on winning 2 rounds, and congratulations to everyone else who won last week. And good luck to everyone for next week. So Peter Griffin out, and ship poopy.
Welcome to the new and improved Own Every Word, the game show. Thank you, Peter Griffin. This is the show where the Word Herd submits answers to fill-in-the-blank statements, questions, and games, and the Own Every Word team debates which is the best answer. The Word Herder who submitted the winning word earns incredible official, unofficial NFT prizes with their name on it. I'm your host, Matt Harris, and as always, before we get started, it's time for our Wizard's Pick, a word that won the online game show first. Let's check it out.
Ranch dressy. Ranch dressy. Hey, we going to the strip club. Let's keep it ranch dress.
All right. It's best when it cuts right because it leaves you on the end of your seat. I'm here with a terrific group of panelists. We'll meet them shortly, but first, let's throw caution to the wind and dive into round 1. Yes, now our first game is Word of the Year, where you can combine as many of your words as you want to make a word or compound word that fits this definition. It's a noun. It's the disease you get when you eat the free nuts offered at the bar that has bacteria so big they have names.
Yikes.
Let's see what the Word Herd came up with. Scorching double dip hobgoblin. Drunkard posterior's extracts. Boiling barber's knee. Leakiest guts. Festering. Right? Peer pressure planks, mountaineering, Eosin scarworm, head-on lockage, big boy tinkle problem, and pestered golfers dandies. Word Herd, I love you. I love everything that you bring to us, and we are already off to a blazing start. Let's go ahead and get some first impressions. So, Jordan, I'm going to go to you. What's your first impression?
Is this what a blazing start looks like?
Absolutely.
Okay. First impression, festering. I like things that keep it simple. I'm not big on sometimes the huge, long things. I like leakiest guts. And it's a kind of interesting, obviously big boy tinkle problem. But another problem I have is what bars still offer free nuts? Was this prompt written in the 80s? Is this
Very pre-pandemic prompt. I see what you mean here.
Also, Eosin's a red dye. Okay, that's it.
Okay, all right.
Just so we all know, we don't have to wonder.
Okay, all right. Just slip that in there for the viewers out there. All right, let's just keep it going. Phil, what jumps out at you?
You eat the nuts that have bacteria so big they have names. You know you're gonna get some leakiest guts. It's gonna eat right through your gut and then it'll leak. I think that's called sepsis, and I hear it's very painful. You turn into Mr. Orange from Reservoir Dogs. You go, just shot me, just shot me, but it's bacteria. Also, big boy tinkle problems. Just because I want to see a doctor. That's just like, I'm terribly sorry, sir. You have big boy tinkle problem. No! All of them are wonderful, though. Good job, Word Herd.
Yes. Big boy tinkle problem doctor is actually, that's a specialty right there. You can go to medical school for that. Last but not least, to begin, Sam Kimbrell, what is your First impression.
Well, as you know, Matt Harris, I can't fucking read, and I have a very low attention span. And the only one that sticks out currently right now is something in the middle called festering. Everything else is just blocks and shapes, and they're all just there. And I don't know how to read them. I don't know how to read them. So I'm gonna say it's festering because I can read that one.
This might be a problem going forward.
Yeah, this might be an issue for the show for the rest of the night.
But the only way to it is through it, I think. And so, with a lot of support, we're gonna help Sam through this, guys. But I don't know how you are at reading, but let's see how you are at writing. So you all go ahead and write down your selections. And drawings are accepted. But while they're writing down their selections, let's go in and check with the illustrious Sam Proof and see what the word heard has to say about this.
All right. Starting us off, Spin to Turtle says, "We've been away for a month. Give us a break." And then T. Richardson says, "I'm back! Explosions!" So two sides of the same coin, I'm sure. Moonraven says, "Free nuts." All right. That's what she said. As Dogs says, "Drunkard posterior extracts sounds like a fun week of arse burning." I don't know what your fun weeks are, but I agree to disagree. Moonraven says, "Question, can we define nuts?" No, because that's bananas.
Absolutely.
Spin to Turtle says, "I'm casting my vote for boiling barber's knee. That shit sounds painful. And can I tell you that any knee-related injury, I took a spill on a skateboard last week, a week ago. Still, to this day, my knee is killing me." Also, Spin to Turtle wraps it up with, "Also leakiest guts. Because it's mine." That never works. Never works.
Never works.
Back to you all for a consensus, maybe?
But Spin to Turtle, hey, points for trying. All right, there you go. We effort. You get something for effort. So let's see, now that you've heard from the word heard, let's see if we can get some of those final impressions down here. So Jordan Pomaville, going to start with you. What did you come up with?
I don't want to be literal, but I think Phil had a point. It's sepsis. No, I'm kidding. Okay, that wasn't an option.
Wait, that wasn't an option?
Yeah.
That wasn't an option.
I'm going with big boy tinkle problem. This is also known as excessive piddle. Happens to you as you get older. Wow. And you see the excessive piddle, big boy tinkle problem, a doctor.
Yeah.
We hear you, Spindle Turtle. It is hell getting old, and if you're dealing with piddle, then that is no small paffle. So, Phil,
you got to wear dark pants. You got to switch to darker pants as you get older because of the piddle.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't show the
shakes.
pee. It doesn't show the pee drips as much. I feel like Jordan moved towards the two of mine, and I moved towards his. I thought they made a great point about festering. That's Uncle Fester right there, getting hit by lightning.
Yes,
the stomach right there. Yeah, that's not the new Uncle Fester from your freaking hipster show. This is the 1960s Uncle Fester.
I see. I like the bow tie. That's a good.
He was actually pretty dapper in the old show.
He was fancy. All the Adams are fancy. All right. So Sam, hopefully we've worked out some literacy issues. And
I learned how to read.
Okay.
Just now.
That's
a job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm really invested in this character arc, Sam.
Yeah, we're going to get there. We'll get there. I'll wake up here. I'll get there. As you know, if you read the prompt, there's disease and bacteria, which does, of course, remind us of Tim Burton. And Tim Burton is behind the Wednesday television program on Netflix. Yeah. So it's obviously Uncle Fester with a giant rack. So it's Uncle Festering, and he's got a giant outie belly button.
There we go.
Oh, it's pointing out. Good use of perspective there.
Right. So festering is
Uncle Fester with a giant rack.
Right. That's taken it one step further than
I think there was
had it.
3 or 4 steps that was unnecessary. Correct.
I need you to understand that I am going to accept your answer, but I'm going to spend probably the rest of my life deconstructing how exactly you came up with that particular specific and why. That is my own personal mission, but it looks like what
everyone
we
loves
have,
America's favorite goth, Wednesday Adams, and
That's true.
and her
Okay,
uncle
but
with a
where did the
rack
rat
and an
come
outie belly
from?
button. So here's what we're gonna do. It looks
I
like
was trying to win, so I drew a rack.
Yeah, I think you. Okay.
Yeah, I resort to rack when I'm trying to win.
Your fellow panelists give it to you. It is to be given. We will have a crown for you purchased up soon, or possibly a trophy with a nice rack.
Sure.
So it looks like we
Do I
have
get a trophy rack? Or okay, all right, I'll shut up.
You don't even have a trophy, let alone many trophies to necessitate a rack.
Here we go. We have a consensus because we have a majority. Jordan, it looks like you got outvoted here. It's 2-1. It's festering to the big boy tinkle problem. I would have went with you, but it looks like we have our first winner. Festering is going to be our word. Okay. Well, you'll be our word of the year. You will have your redemptions. Congratulations to Wagwan. Wagwan is that you just won an unofficial NFT prize. It's coming your way. And oh my goodness, we have made it past round 1.
Barely.
Yeah.
And now that we're all loose and racked up and ready to go, let's meet our panelists, everybody.
Sure.
First off, it's the man with the plan that you can see on the board behind you. He is a wizard in his own right. Jordan Pomaville, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. I want to say also that I was won over by festering. It wasn't an outvote. I absolutely came over. It was unanimous. 3-0 festering.
Absolutely.
You just didn't want to lose.
Well,
You
yeah,
just like them racks.
I did. Yeah.
Racks on racks.
I was in, then I was out, then I was in again.
That's what happens when you're looking at racks.
Speaking of racks, next up we'll talk about the man who has all the racks behind him. Looks like they're filled with lots of fun things because he is a fun guy. Let's say hello to Phil Ranta, everybody.
Call
Hi,
me
Phil Ranta. How you
mushrooms. I'm
doing?
a fun guy. Hey, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody!
Hey.
It's March, and we're doing a little like that's what the theme of all of this is. Party and drinking. That's what all the by the way, Banshees of Inisherin, best picture of the year.
It was a very good picture.
It was not.
Cut off my fingers.
It was. Hey, I liked it. I didn't think it was the best picture, but I liked it.
Brew a pot of
It was
coffee,
not the best
man.
picture. I just was saying that because it's March.
Brew a
I
pot
get
of coffee, get through that one. Jesus.
I liked it. And I
It
liked
was-
it because I put on subtitles, or else I would not have liked it.
Speaking of which, as we will have for when we repost this, we'll put up some subtitles for Phil. His St. Patrick's Day tribute. Hello. And now moving on to our resident film critic and house illiterate. It is the man, the myth himself, Sam Kimbrell. Sam Kimbrell, how you doing?
Hey, everybody. I'm frickin' doing all right. Oh, yeah, border collie. My friend has a donkey, and I think he's boring and, fucking pale and ale and fucking pints and shit and haggis.
Really packing boring.
I didn't realize until this moment, and you pointed this out, Matt, is that Phil broadcast from the apartment from Big.
Yes.
Very true. It's very true. I think that's a trampoline in the corner right there.
Oh man, when that woman's skirt lifted when she was jumping on the trampoline, that changed me as a child. I'm just saying.
What many people don't realize, and now I guess that you pointed out, it is time for revealing on St. Patrick's time, no less, that Phil Ranta is the real life kid who did wish on a Zoltar machine. And has been operating rather successfully as a 13-year-old boy in a full-grown man's body. So
that's because I don't care for my family, so I just stayed big and didn't miss being young again.
that's what he was like. I got this
That's
pretty
my
good.
movie.
I got this.
I'm an
figured out.
80-year-old woman trapped in a 13-year-old boy's body.
That I believe.
Get me out of this fucking thing.
Oh, all right. Well, what say you all that we get back into a game here? Yeah.
Round 2.
Let's
We've-
do it.
we now know that we are all people in different bodies. So let's use these bodies and figure out what's going on in the word herd. So we're going to move on to round 2, everybody. We've met our panelists. We trust them. And now we are on to round 2, which is called question answer, like an unnamed popular game show. We're going to write the question to a following answer to fill in this blank. The feeling you get when you know you're going to throw up eventually, but you've already decided that won't slow you down. What is blank? Let's see what the word herd submitted here. What is grown-up drink? What is unsteadily turns? What is knee? What is overheated? What is adulterous? What is manipulating likelihood? What is gruffly pullover? What is hammered? What is haulage wrestle? And what is fluffs? Okay. Word, you gave us quite the gamut here. So let's look at our illustrious panelists and get some reflections here. Let's get some first impressions. Sam Kimbrell, the 80-year-old trapped in the 13-year-old's body.
Who can't read?
Who can't read, but really doesn't like Banshees of Inisherin. What sticks out to you first here?
Well, I'll tell you now, everybody is thinking Scruff McGruff. And if you drink too much, you're going to piss him off, which is, gruffily pull over. That's what happens when Scruff McGruff pulls you over. So that's what sticks out to me first. Gruffly pull over.
Question: who is Scruff McGruff?
I
Isn't
was
that
going to
the
just
police
take
dog?
context
I
clues.
thought McGruff is McGruff the
McGruff
crime
the
dog's
crime
first name
dog.
Scruff?
Who's Scruff McGruff? Is that the other
Scruff
one?
is actually his child who helps him out. I'm not joking. I had to look this up.
Okay, yeah, because it's just McGruff the crime dog.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Listen,
Scruff
I'm not
McGruff
as old as you guys. I grew up with Scruff McGruff. Okay?
Scruff McGruff came around later in the ads to help out, but I
It's
like
like
the
Scrappy
fact
Doo.
that
Yeah.
that Scruff McGruff has been reassigned from PSAs to just being a traffic cop in Sam's pitch.
He got busted down.
He's
for
no
causing too
longer
much
a
damage.
detective. He's just, hey, I think I do DUIs. I park outside this bar and I pick one off, and
Yeah,
that's
that's
it.
because he shot a kid in the leg.
That's what it was. Damn it, Scruff! I got the chief breathing down my neck.
He shouldn't have shot the kid in the leg.
You're on DUIs from here on out.
Exactly.
Wait, I thought it was desk duty. Is it not
DUI?
DUI?
Scruff McGruff, you're demoted.
All right, so gruffly pull over. His first impression there. Jordan, what jumps out at you here?
Well, I'm just wondering, what McGruff thinks. If he's retired, if he's super disappointed in his son. What stood out first was grown-up drink, because when you, it's a little counterintuitive, but when you know you're going to throw up eventually, in for a penny, in for a pound, just keep mowing it down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know. One time I was really full on beer, and my roommate in college goes, "When that happens, that's when you slam a beer and show your stomach who's boss." And so I did, and I threw up immediately.
Your stomach showed you who's boss.
Yeah.
All right.
So grown up drink.
And that guy grew up to be a senator. All right. Yeah. So, great. Phil Ranta, you've heard impressions. What sticks out at you?
Look, I like beer. I drink beer. Supreme Court Justice. One thing I can't help but notice that all of you are doing a lot of assumptions here. I don't see anything about drinking in the actual sentence. It says you're going to throw up eventually, but you already decided that won't slow you down. It doesn't actually say drinking. To me, that screams adulterous, right? Oh, I feel so guilty. I feel like I'm going to throw up, but I'm not going to let it slow me down. So that feels like guilt but also animal instincts, The same with unsteadily turns, partially because roller coasters give me the queasies, but I still have a tendency to ride them until I puke. And that's why I can't do X3 anymore at Six Flags.
Oh,
Aw.
that's a sad story to
The backwards one, the backwards drop. It makes me
Sure.
vomit every time, and I still ride it.
There you go. All right. Well, we've got that's quite the ones to grow on there. We won't take a bite out of any of those, but what I will have you do is take out your writing utensils and your writing surfaces, write down where you land, and we're going to go over to Sam Proof and the Word Herd and see what they have to say, because they have had to say a lot about this.
But what the heck? Hang
Hey
on.
now.
Get out of here.
Ah.
What are you trying to pull, Mr. Matt? Spin a Turtle starts us off with, wow, tough choice.
Right?
Yeah. And much like Scruff McGruff, I'm too old for this shit. I had 6 days to retirement. Spin to Turtle says gruffly with a deep, rough voice, which often sounds unfriendly. I'm sorry, gruffly. Okay, is that better? Sheba Dog says gruffly fluffs. That's one for fluffs. All right, Spin to Turtle's back. It's just a Spin to Turtle. It's just 20 Spin to Turtle comments. Says, that's it. I'm casting my vote for Hammered because alcohol, damn it. All right, you got my vote.
Alcohol damage.
Sheba Dog says, Scruff McGruff. I can't. The Fluff Dog. Scruff McGruff, the Fluff Dog. Say that 3 times fast. Everyone's in synchronicity. And Benny says, grown up drink, sure. And then lots of drinking icons. Moonraven, McGruff the Fluff says, take a bite out of porn. And this is a twist. Spin to Turtle's back with, I'm changing teams to adulterous.
Whoa.
What? All right, will you change teams or stick to your guns to form a consensus? Back to you.
Wow. So we're shaking up the Word Herd with just the first impressions. So let's check back in and see exactly where we're landing. Sam, Kimbrell, to start it off, where do you land here?
Ooh, well, I landed where I was originally. I have Gruffily pull over, and he's a sad DUI cop now, and he said, fuck, I'm depressed.
Yes. That's
good
actually a
McGruff.
very
Wow.
good, that's a good crime dog right there.
I didn't draw a rack or a fat hog on him, but he's got a fat hog.
That's
Well,
why
he's
it's
wearing
good
a-
and not
yeah.
great.
He's got a trench coat. We can do the rest of the work
He's
there
got
for you.
a big rack and a fat hog. Use your imagination.
That's right in there. So all right. We one for the gruffly pullover and a very well drawn dog, and we'll go on. Here we go. Moonraven says draw a rack on it, Sam, and I'm convinced. So there it is.
There we go.
There you
Boom.
go.
Yeah.
A fat rack on Gruff McGruff, the Gruff
Double
Fluff.
O-N. All right. This is how we get flagged. So Jordan, we come to you. Where did you land, I should say?
Well, first off, I did a little research while I was writing, and Scruff McGruff is the nephew, actually, not the son of McGruff. But I just wanted to say that. Honestly, I was swayed around because I was thinking about, I'm still associating this with drinking or feeling ill, I guess. And I imagined a big guy going, I got the fluffs. It's not going to stop me though. Oh, I got the fluffs. So anyway, I moved to fluffs.
I like it. That makes perfect sense. And I'm gonna hate that I'm probably gonna end up saying that at some point when I got the fluffs. What are you talking about? Blame Jordan. All right. So now we come to you, Phil Ranta. It's 2 different answers from other panelists. Where did you land?
Oof. I'm a little embarrassed because I did a similar drawing to Sam's, but I don't feel like mine is of the same quality. It's I decided to do gruffly pull over. And that's
There you
McGruff
go.
the crime dog saying, I shot a kid in the leg. And that's why he's a traffic cop now.
Where's the
but
big
yes,
rack? Oh.
I don't draw big racks because I'm classy.
Wow. Well, you know what, Jordan? You didn't have a chance before. Fluffs is great, but once again, we are starting with a majority here, gruffly pullover of a very diminished canine officer of the law. So
Right. It was him that inspired Prespaluski, not vice versa.
I
Right.
see.
Often is-
I
yeah.
see. So agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed, it is. Gruffly
Yeah, he
pull
gruffly
over.
pulls him over.
Gruffly pull over to gruffly pull over when you're going to throw up eventually, but you've already decided you won't let that slow down. Gruffly pull over. You are our winners. Congratulations to Sheba Dog.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
You know what it is. You know what it is. Sheba Dog taking a bite out of this. You will receive your official, unofficial NFT coming to you soon with your name on it. And now we are on to round 3. Gang name. That's where you come up with a name for the following group of people. Gang name. All right. Here's a group for the word to describe this group of people. It's a group of leprechauns who just watched the horror movie Leprechaun. Let's see what the word heard has submitted. Unprincipled elves. Fouled pugilists. Knife point tyranny. Adulterous. Chuckling shrimp. Regaled hardware sanctuary. Ailson scarworm. Creepy joyless alumnus. And Warsaw citizenry. Woo! Word heard you did not make these easy to say and therefore and really interesting to digest here. So let's jump right in. Phil Ranta, I feel like you have a first impression for me. What do you have here?
there's something about the idea of a gang name being a creepy of leprechauns because they just watched a horror movie where they are essentially the monster. So it's like, oh, I see a whole creepy of leprechauns because now they know their evil powers. I also like fouled pugilists because I imagine that they're upset about their representation in media, and therefore they're like, hey, we're going to go get whoever did that. We're a fouled pugilists of leprechauns out on the hunt. But ultimately, I'm a child, so chuckling shrimp is very funny to me.
Makes perfect sense. Sam Kimbrell, where do you, what's your first impression? What jumps out at you?
First impression is that, someone submitted regaled hardware sanctuary saying, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yep.
You know what? Fuck it. And I admire that because they said, I want a chance to win. And I'm just going to say, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
All right. I'm with you. Sometimes you got to give it to the fucking crowd. Jordan Pomaville, what jumps out?
You know, I wish Irish Lunatic were here. I don't know if he is. I hope he was here because I want to know if what I'm about to say is offensive.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah.
If you have to start the sentence that way, Jordan.
Well, here's what I'm thinking
Are
about.
there any Irish people here?
What are they but a bunch of unprincipled elves? Honestly, Unprincipled Elves was the first one that stood out to me. Also, I really like Joyless Alumnus. The University of Dublin Leprechauns, all those Joyless Alumnuses, and Warsaw Citizenry. Just because, who says they have to be Irish? What about all those
mythology
does?
Right.
All
Yeah,
those
I will
Polish
say that
leprechauns.
Moonraven is saying, "Careful, Jordan, or you're going to get a taste of my shillelagh."
Is that Irish Lunatic? I didn't realize this.
It's
right,
Moonraven. It's Moonraven who's just letting you know that they got a sausage for you.
Oh, he's at work.
Oh,
Well, get him on
I
the
will
phone.
say this: Joyless Alumnus also was the alternative title for Banshees of Inisherin. Many
There we
people
go.
don't know that, and now you do. So we have our first impressions. We are on round 3. Let's start writing down where we think we're going to land. And while you're doing that, let's check in with Sam Proof and the Word Herd and see where they are this fine St. Patrick's holiday time.
All right, starting us off. Moonraven says, don't know why I laughed so hard at Adulterous. Same. It had a better punch this time than the last time. I don't know why. It's just that's the way it is. And Sheba Dog says, yeah, me too. So I think that's it. That's it. Right there. The chat has agreed that that's the one. Oh, wait. Fungus is coming in with fouled pugilist. Go Irish. I think that might be more offensive than what Jordan was saying. It also might just be their slogan from now on. Or just Lunatic's slogan. I don't know. But that's it for, I think, everyone. Oh, wait. This just in. A Leprechaun reality show would be another TLC show.
Meaning the
30 Count
band.
Life.
The band TLC.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't go chasing waterfalls, guys.
No,
Absolutely.
we're chasing rainbows.
Let's
Yeah.
creep to a
Yeah.
consensus. Yeah.
Least into
There
the
you go.
pot of
Well,
gold.
you stole my segue, so back to you.
Booyah, you Segway stealer, you thief of transitions. But first, let's go to the man with a plan, the man with the hands working furiously below the camera. Phil Ranta, where did you land?
You know, this one was such a tough one that I had to really look at what the word herd was saying, as well as the lot of the reasonings. And ultimately, I think that the one that spoke to me the most is these little fouled pugilists right there, because they're leprechauns and they are fouled from the offensive portrayal of Leprechaun 2. I believe that one is Back to the Hood, and I think Leprechaun 3 is Leprechauns in Space.
One of them.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That's it. It is definitely time for some awareness surrounding leprechauns and their concerns of portrayal, because representation does matter. So this St. Patrick's Day,
intersectionality. They could be leprechauns and murderers.
this St. Patrick's Day, talk to your leprechaun friends. Understand where they're coming from. It's okay to ask questions. Just remember, listen. Sam Kimbrell, with that, where did you land?
Well, a group of leprechauns watching horror leprechauns really is just a bunch of leprechauns watching leprechaun pornos. So it's honestly adulterous. That's a happy leprechaun watching a porno with his BFF.
With the unblinking joy in his eyes that can only come from, you know what? Again, representation matters. And why not in pornography as well?
That kind of looks like Ricky Gervais from our last episode.
It really does.
This looks more like Ricky Gervais than the guy who was...
Oh, Ricky Gervais the leprechaun. You heard it here first, folks. All right, Jordan Pomaville. We got two separate answers here. So where did you land on this?
Well, this was tough because I really like a creepy of leprechauns. I thought that was great, Phil. But then I started thinking about it a little more, and I think it is fouled pugilists.
Oh,
no!
Big Ben!
Shots fired! Shots fired! Duck and hide.
That's right, fouled pugilists fighting Irish.
Oh man!
Words.
Oh man!
Fouled.
He brought
pugilist.
football to a comedy match.
Bing, bang, boom. Whew. Wow. All right. Well, looks like we have a majority here. Sam Kimbrell, could you be ever convinced that foul pugilist was the way to go, or do you die on your shield here?
Well, clearly that was the porno they were watching. Fouled pugilist.
There it is.
That makes sense.
There it is.
So there
So
you
it
go.
looks like we have rounded up our winner. Fouled
Fuck
pugilist. Congratulations to RM Panda 2023. You, with your fouled pugilist, have become the winner of an official, unofficial NFT prize with your name on it. Look for it soon. And now we're moving on to round 4, which... Hello, I'm so excited about it. Which is the 2-for round, where you'll need 2 cards to submit. So let's take a look at what the crew came up with for round 4. They dyed the beer green and I drank too much of it. Now my blank is blank. I have 5 things I can say to this already, but let's see what the word herd submitted. I dyed the beer green and drank too much of it. Now my malapropism is grown up. Now my rectum is jellied. Now my drumstick is lurid. Now my physical therapist is formal. Now my guts is pickled. Has to be said that.
I
Now,
swear you sounded like my uncle there, Matt. It was like exactly like my uncle.
I feel like
Only
everyone
Ricky.
has that uncle. That's
now my long underwear is sour. Now my tough shit is windsurfing. And now my Santa Claus is bone dry. Now my meat is humid. And now my dandies is pestered.
Oh no.
This is probably the hardest choice of things that I've ever seen in Own Every Word the Game show history, but damn it, we're going to tackle it. Oh man, I do not envy anybody in the panel right now. So let's take it right to the streets, as they said in Step Up 3. Take it to the streets. Jordan Pomaville, what jumps out at you first?
A lot. When this show started, I thought, word heard, are we out of practice? What's going on? Are we still stretching here? And then it's like round 4. It's like fucking full stride.
Bam.
Here
Yeah.
we go. All bangers. Rectum is jellied. Obviously. That's what happens when you drink a bunch of green beer. My guts is pickled again.
Guts is pickled.
I think the thing is, my guts is pickled made me laugh a lot. And then what made me even more was my long underwear is sour. Like, I don't know. It felt like my Southern Uncle Scott and my Canadian Uncle Jim. That they both have different things for how they say they're drunk. And my Santa Claus is bone dry felt also like it fit. I don't know. A lot to choose from.
I'm telling you, I do not envy all of you. But speaking of people I do envy because of their room from big, Phil Ranta, what jumps out at you here?
There's just so much good stuff here. I like the idea of my physical therapist being formal, only because after a terrible night where you go to your physical therapist, they have to be a little more formal if you've got beer all over you. And they're I see that somebody enjoyed St. Patrick's Day yesterday. And now, the one that made me laugh the most is Guts is pickled, but also I like, because when I drink too much beer, I get diarrhea because I'm over the age of 40 now. And the idea of saying that, like, when I drink, my tough shit is windsurfing, to me is saying, like, I was constipated and then I had diarrhea. So there's something about that, like, arc of my tough shit is windsurfing that I really enjoyed. But Guts is pickled is hard to beat.
That really is. But that beer thing is too real. I've heard about people in their 40s. I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Kimbrell, what say you? Oh my God! I believe the word hurt has struck Sam Kimbrell silent. This is unprecedented.
He's a studio
I'm going to
cat.
say, I think
it.
the fucking answer this round is clearly tough shit windsurfing. Somebody was like, I have these words. I'm proud of them. I want to submit tough shit windsurfing. Fine. So that's the one I'm going with.
Back to the fucking game. I love it. All right. So here's what's going to happen now. You're going to take those writing utensils. You're going to land on an answer. We are going to make this epic. And while you're doing it, let's go check in with the word heard and Sam Proof and see what they're saying. What's going on with y'all?
All right, starting us off, Moonraven says, Chicago will never be the same. After these matchups, I will never be the same. I don't think any of us will. Phoenix says, tough shit windsurfing. Sounds about right. Yeah, that's just right. Yeah, that's it. That's the way. Oh, no. Reno says, I've heard of the meat sweats, but meat being humid just makes sense. After a long day of running leg, chicken leg. What is happening here? How dare you, sir?
Leg in the drumstick. I
don't like those emojis together so close.
Chicken, I guess. I
think we should do one where it's just emojis. T. Richardson says, my guts are pickle-ricked. I was going to harp on this and your attempt to grammatically correct this, but I get it's good now. I get it now. And then finally wrapping us up, just as we started, Moonraven's back with tough shit windsurfing. Draw a picture or it never happened. Oh, you think that's not going to be a thing that happens? Not even gonna. There's no segue for this. Let's just go back to the picture. It's gonna.
Absolutely.
No, there's gonna be. It's horrible.
I think I may have even seen people collecting watercolors while the word heard was conferring. So let's just jump right in and see what we got going on. Jordan Pomaville, what's going on with you? What did you write down there?
I think Phil made some excellent points because I do think it's about beer shits. But I'm still sticking with my Canadian Uncle Jim because he'd say, my long underwear is sour. And it's like, that's because they're green and diarrhea.
That makes it pretty sour.
He ruined his long underwear.
Oh.
They're green and diarrhea now.
I'm with you. I even saw in the comments there was a fist of solidarity on that. So good on you. Phil Ranta, what do you have on that there piece of paper?
Jordan was very close, but he picked the wrong uncle. I mean, obviously the answer is what we laughed at the most, which is my guts are pickled. That's the Vlasic stork on the pickle jar, and then the guts being rammed in that pickle jar pickling. But that's not really what it means. It means that your guts are full of briny beer, and it's making you have the poops.
This seems to be a common theme. Common theme, Ron. We're all in the same ballpark. We're just playing different positions. So let's go over to this part of the field with Sam Kimbrell. What about you?
Well, Matt Harris, wouldn't it be really funny just to watch a really badass turd go windsurfing?
Yeah.
There it is.
That's a muscular shit right there.
There it is. The tough shit.
Funny.
I mean, it's a tough one. So it's got to be muscular. So the tough shit is windsurfing. It did happen. And what we also have happen right here is shameful. Shameful, which is a non-consensus. That is not how we do things here on Own Every Word, the game show. Now, here's what's happening. I'm going to say from the hosting standpoint that you're all pretty much saying the same thing. What is that same thing? Who's going to be the convincer? Who's going to be the one to pull everybody onto their side? Because what are we all talking about? People shitting out beer. All right. So use that as a common factor. Come to a consensus.
Look, we all laughed hardest at Guts is pickled, and so did the word herd of the thing. Why y'all trying to get too clever? We all laughed the hardest. There we go. T. Richardson with his little pickle emojis. Thank you for tuning in, Crypto Don from Jamaica. Go enjoy your vacation too.
Yeah.
I'm on board with my guts is pickled. That one, I'm gonna start using that. So.
My guts is pickled. And wait a look at that.
There it is.
Look at that. I swear he drew that without using his hands. I don't know how that happened. But Sam Kimbrell is a man of many talents. So guts is pickled for the win. Congrats to Harry Tarzan.
Hey.
Yeah.
Woo!
Good job, Harry
Swinging
Tarzan.
on that vine. Hey, you know what? This is you have given us all something to laugh at and given us all a new phrase that we can throw around in our real life. So please look for your official, unofficial, Own Every Word prize coming to you. And here we are, everybody. We're going to wrap it up with our golden special edition round. This one is for golden special edition cards only. Round 5. Let's look what the team came up with. I woke up at 7 a.m. so I could get the blank bar stool at my Irish pub. Let's see what the word herd came up with. I woke up at 7 a.m. so I could get the classic bar stool at my Irish pub. I could get the square bar stool at my Irish pub, the food fight bar stool at my Irish pub, the authenticating bar stool at my Irish pub, the cigarette visitation bar stool at my Irish pub, the commencement bar stool at my Irish pub, the real bar stool at my Irish pub, the safe sex bar stool at my Irish pub, the palm bar stool at my Irish pub, and finally, the steaming moolah bar stool at my Irish pub. Wow. This is a thinker. This is a thinker right here. This is one that you're going to have to chew on a little bit. Sam Kimbrell, what jumps out at you?
Well, if there's one thing I learned from the Banshees of Inisherin is that they love a good food fight. So that's what sticks out first, is that it starts out with this crazy scene where everybody's just food fighting, and it's all just a blast to watch for over 3 hours. That's what sticks out to me, is the Banshees of Inisherin's food fight scene as the opener.
You know, that's one that's not oft talked about. People should go watch that movie and then come back next show and comment on what they thought about the big food fight scene. Love it though, loving it. And we're moving on to Phil Ranta. Phil Ranta, what stood out to you?
Sam, I think you were watching Animal House. I think
What?
that you were.
Don't
Yeah, I
tell
think
him.
you were
Don't tell
accidentally.
him.
When
Do not
Colin
tell
Farrell
him.
went with his mashed
Right, exactly.
potatoes,
Is
that
it
was,
zip that popped? That was.
great.
We're trying to get him cultured. Yes, you saw Banshees of Inisherin.
Banshees of
Good
Inisherin,
for
thanks
you.
for everything,
Banshees
Julie
of
Newmar.
Inisherin. Here's what I think. I think that the existence of a safe sex bar stool at an Irish pub implies that every single other bar stool is a dangerous sex bar stool. So I would want to get there nice and early so I could be the only one in the safe sex bar stool. But also on St. Patrick's Day when you're drinking early, you kind of need a cigarette visitation bar stool because if you're a social smoker, if you're not that bar stool and cigarettes aren't visiting, then you have to go around being like, I'll give you 50 cents for a cigarette. And you don't want to be that guy. You just want it visiting.
You turn into Wimpy from Popeye. I will pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
For cigarettes today. I'm drunk always.
I'm gonna go to that pub. Yes. So Jordan Pomaville, what jumps out at you here?
Well, I want to say, Phil, it's there might be one safe sex bar stool, but because it's an Irish pub, the other bar stools are rhythm method.
Oh, there we go.
Well,
Good and Catholic bar
very
stool.
Catholic thing to do. Yes.
Thank you. Honestly, also, I was wondering if this person was on the spectrum because I just like the idea of just like, I need classic bar stool at my Irish pub, or I need the real bar stool. I want the real bar stool at the Irish pub. So
That sounds like a conspiracy theorist because he thinks all the other ones are false flag bar stools.
exactly.
These are from Kansas. I want the one from Ireland. All right. Okay. So this is what we got here. This is what we got. I think that you're all on your way to writing your own wonderful legacies here. So get to writing on where you're going to land with this. And while you do, for the final time, let's go to Sam Proof and the Word Heard and check in on what they have to say.
All right. Moonraven starting us off with, there is no such thing as safe sex at an Irish pub. I mean, that feels about right. I think there's no such thing as getting out of the Irish pub without having to go then straight to urgent care one way or the other. Phoenix says the palm is safe sex. So there you go.
Well,
That's like, I guess that's a double negative. That
well,
cancels both of those out, right? They're both gone from the list. T. Richardson says food fight, the bacteria nuts, wrapping it, bringing it all the way around to
Boom.
round one. Nice. Bring it right back. Reno says nothing like a nice palm at the pub. Palm emoji, winky face, then a beer emoji. All right. And Spin Eternal wrapping it up with food fight. And as Bluto once said, it's time we had the consensus to end all consensuses. I think that was a direct quote.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Was the word her talking about whacking off at a bar? Like, that's what it sounded like to me. It was. It's okay. Just wanted some clarification on that word heard because
You
I
make love in
see
this club, you whack off at the Irish pub.
I see what's happening here. And I will probably refrain from St. Patrick's Day events with you all in public. So let's see where we landed on the consensus to end all consensuses. And let's start with the authority himself, Sam Kimbrell. Where did you land on this?
Well, I mean, I woke up at 7 a.m. means, you gotta take a steaming moolah. And so that's the steaming moolah, stool. It's steaming. That's George Washington with a giant rack.
That's how you bring it back.
That's how
That
he got
is-
elected.
That is the dragon eating its tail. I forget what that's called, but that's what we just did here.
An
folks.
Ouroboros.
That's right, the Ouroboros. Oh man, and hot money seat. All right, as it is literally translated out to. Love it, Phil Ranta. What about you?
I feel like the word herd and what Sam originally said convinced me. I think that it's got to be the food fight stool
Ah.
because it's that feels like the stool that you want for a good drunken time. And then the Banshees of Inisherin, we're going to Parkies. I'm a zit. I don't know, who's this my impression of? So, like,
I like
That's
it.
what I
No,
said.
that was good. I was. You know what? You left me wanting more, and that's all you
There we
can
go.
ask for.
I'm
for
cutting
this
off my
audition
fingers.
here. All
There we
right. I that was actually Phil Ranta's audition tape for Banshees of
They
Inisherin.
didn't cast me.
Yeah, but
Instead,
you
they
left
He
him
was
picked those
too
wanting more.
other
good.
jokers.
Yeah, it was too authentic. They were like, no, this guy's he's gonna draw
Right.
too much focus. All right, now, Jordan, two separate
Yeah.
answers. Again, this time
Yeah.
it falls to you. Where did you land with this?
I went with real. It's a real bar stool
Yep.
because I'm sick of these fake bar stools.
Hey, what?
Hey,
Weird.
whoa.
Hey, what?
They're too perky. The nipples are sometimes weird on them. I
Boom.
want a real bar stool. Big, natural bar stools.
There you go. I mean,
Okay, I'm
this
going
is
with real. I changed.
All right, I gotta go with
changed.
real after that
Oh.
drawing. I feel like the drawing sold it so hard.
Woo!
I feel like the pun. There's no beating that.
Not even with your palm.
Boom. And I think that, I mean, what we have here is a success in communicating. What a way to bring the panel around. Jordan Pomaville.
Thank you.
Real
Man, that
real
was a good
balls. And
drawing.
congrats to Sheba Dog. Sheba Dog. Boom, boom with the 1-2. What a way to seal it out. Who would have thought? Real. Who would have thought real?
Do you guys want to see the rough drafts of the previous fake?
I'm
Yeah.
curious. I'm
Oh,
curious.
please.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
please.
one's bad.
Oh yeah, that one doesn't work. That's real fake.
And this one, I tried to draw a bar stool and then put like tits on top. Oh wait, this one. I tried to put tits on
Yeah,
top.
that didn't work. The perspective's all wrong.
No.
but yeah.
Wow.
And so it was just like, let's just cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that also looks like a dick and balls too.
That's,
So
Right.
you know, but
that looks like a fat hog and a big rack. So
It looks like
congrats.
modern art. It's minimalism.
Oh, he's
good.
got a
So,
smiley face. Look at him.
with
now.
Oh,
with
there we
the-
go.
the
Hey,
twofer in there.
that guy is so fake.
Oh wow! And so with that, that's our show. Hey, congrats one more time to Sheba Dog. You'll be getting that unofficial, official Own Every Word prize. Everybody, thank you so much for watching Own Every Word, the game show. But before we go, the men who know what's real and what's fake, Jordan Pomaville, where can the people find you?
You can find me working hard at the Own Every Word HQ, trying to pump out these words with their voiceovers and their definitions. And yeah, hang in there, everyone.
All right, Phil Ranta, what about you? Where could you be found?
Don't run red lights. I shot a kid in the leg. There's and most importantly, at Phil Rant on everything. But what you really need to know is that we're moving the word wizards to Kronos pretty soon, so that you can play with your PFPs with some other projects. We're working on some deals there. So make sure to put your word wizards in the crypto.com/NFT wallet for the transition. So make sure that it's in there. And we're gonna be moving the web game entirely onto the website, so you don't have to go through the Discord anymore. We're just building a lot of stuff and launching a bunch of stuff. So stay tuned to the Discord and Own Every Word on Twitter.
Absolutely love to hear it. Sam Kimbrell, where can the people find you?
I will be watching leprechaun porn with my fellow leprechauns. And Scruff McGruff or Gruff McGruff, the fluff of Innershin, might come by and give us some Eosin.
Red die.
The Banshees of Eosin. I didn't do that one earlier and I regretted it.
Well, I will say there's nothing to regret from this. This was one for the books. Thank you all for watching. Again, I'm Matt Harris. Make sure to follow us on crypto.com/NFT to follow all of our drops. And if you want to play along, go to owneveryword.com and see us there. You just heard about Phil. Any drops coming up anybody should know about?
No drops to know about. We're still working with crypto.com about that stuff. They're doing less drops now, as you may have noticed, but we'll get in there sometime.
All right. Well, make sure to never miss an episode by subscribing to our Twitch at twitch.tv/owneveryword. Folks, we done did it. Have a good night, everybody.
Keep killing it, nerd herd. I mean, word herd. Anyway, bye now.